どうもハギーです。パスファインダー続きをプレイしていきましょうということで、これからラストバトルになるだろうってところですね。今回おそらく最終回になるんじゃないかなと思います。それでは行ってみましょう。さあ行くぞ。いろいろバフ入れたけどよくわからんぐらい崩壊した一見室の天井から足音が響く。その音がレムスの注意を引き、玉座の階段から前かがみになる。彼は顔を上げ、まるで不快になったように頭を軽く振るが沈黙したままだ。この腰が曲がった男の表情は神の仮面に隠されている。
Words, words. How little value we attach to them, and how much they truly mean. But I've grown tired of words
最初の頃おったな。
I will no longer predict chaos and death. Instead, I will show them to you myself.
結局あいつが灯籠をやったってことか。
Oh yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
前工場短いな、ラスボスの割にさあ来たぞ。どうしましょうかね。ちょっとヘイストとかまだ入ってないんだよな。曲かっこいいな。オッケーオッケー。おい、なんやそれ大丈夫かみんな。いや、雑魚を消していく方がいいか。ナイス。なんだバフ全部消えた。ちょっとそれえぐくない？全部消えてるわ。さすがに強いな。くそ、反応セーブたっけえな。おお、さすがのノクノクやな。いや、やっぱノクノクや。おい、なんや第二形態。全部通ろうな。硬いな、また。うわー、ここにおる。ここはおらんよな。減ってるやつが逃げたんか。こいつはあれやな。攻撃当てやすいな。よしよしよしよし。ええぞええぞ。これで終わるやろ。まあこれで終わりじゃないわな。全部めっちゃおるやん。ノクがワイルドハントか。当たれ。 あ麻痺かかってる。ああやっぱりパフ消えたもんな。ああ行くんだよもやん。トリスティアンもやん。いいよし OK。 これ外してたら最悪やった。でもう虎の子を使うしかない。ここでいいか。でこっちややってしまったよ。でから魔法をぶち込むか。あ無理なんか。あそっかそこアクション使ったから。まあでもこれでだいぶ動きやすくなったんかな。これを改めて使ったらどう。消えはせんのかな。どうしよっかな。ここは魔法攻撃でドカッと減らしとくべきか。あ動けるようになってる。よしよしよしええぞ。ジュビロストがまひってんのか。あでもほんならフリーダムトーナメント使えばええわけや。ほんならちょっと別のことしよう。一旦回復しよう。もう倒してまおうか。よしあ全部消えるやん。きたー。角の狩人の体が炎の中に消えるや否や破壊された謁見室は光であふれる。灯籠は燃え上がるような姿で部屋の真ん中に現れる。彼の恐ろしい仮面は炎で囲われている。ゲームは終わった。松ヤニのように時は固まり、あなたと最長老は琥珀色の光の中に閉じ込められる。そして光はさらに広明るくなる。長いな。あなたを貫いた光線がそのまま容赦なく一番大切な秘密恐怖欲望をむき出しにする。あなたの中の何かが最長老の光の共感を呼ぶ。呪い、傷口に残った矢の破片のようにゆっくりとした武器が心臓に這い寄っていく。光線がそれに触れると熱くなり、耐えられない痛みとともに燃え上がる。
Time for masks is over. You risk challenging an eldest, and I accept the challenge. You will fight not a mere embodiment, but my true essence. This is my essence. I don't need magic or servile monsters to destroy you. Words are enough. Yes, words. I once told you, words spoken in the right time and place possess the power of the storm. You lightheartedly answer that you know what your power and essence are, and the desire to make the world live by your rules. I remember your answer. The world remembers it too. Your answer.
ここで判定来るか。
Essence. And now, cursed, I'm taking this part of your soul, as I took away my Nyriss's
画面揺れ
ability
て
to
るの
love.
ちょっとうっとうしい。
What you called your essence is yours no. Let us continue. We both wear a crown. But what do you own? A meager patch of land, a few thousand souls? My dominion is chaos and magic, madness and deceit. Your power is nothing compared to mine. And that is why you are helpless before me. You will take my every blow as a divine punishment, as something imminent.
お前は混乱を引き起こし、悪意のあるいたずらで遊ぶ。私は民の利益以上に気にしていることがない。そして自分の道が正しいと分かっている。私は民の終わりなき忠誠から力を得ている。私の王国は戦士がいるから強い。だからいつも自衛できる。多いなあ。まだある。ちょっとこれやってみようか。私は魔法と魔術についてよく知っている。脅かそうとするな。本当のお前を倒す機会があった怪物の中で最も危険な怪物だ。 こで経験値もらってもな。
I'm curious what you think of me, cursed queen. Do you see me as a villain or a simple joker? In truth, well, never be able to conceive of the truth. Being an eldest means being one of the many strings that hold the world in place. Being an eldest means being such a vast and self-sufficient value that one's equals become strangers and one's inferiors are entirely insignificant. I am
おい
guile
マジで
transformation.
怠慢な。
What I am. Being what I
あ、
am,
中立になってんや。悪じゃないんやもう。
my loneliness.
私はお前の力。でも前に悪に戻ったんじゃなかったっけ。また戻ったんかな。
Good. You can play with words. Let us see if you can withstand the heat of my fire.
おお。あ、みんな復活したやん。復活したけどバフ消えてないみんな。なんかレベルゲイン食らってるし。あ、こんなんもある。ちょっと待てってバフ消えてんの嫌やな。で召喚したやつらはもう全員死んどるやん。とりあえず呼ぶか。てかここやばくない？大丈夫なんかな。まあとりあえず行ってみようか。あ、やっぱりちょっと一旦離れなあかんな。うわー、スティンキングクラウド使ったからやな。やっぱモロハの剣よね。あ、攻撃できへんよなもんな。お前どこにおんねんこれどうしよう。灯籠攻撃できんじゃん。毒やからクリスティアンは動けるやろ。ここか。とりあえずこれ入れとこうか。だいぶ攻撃に移れそうな感じになってきたけど、問題でもないんやけど、この灯籠が何もしてけえへん。なあなんで倒しちゃうぞ。もうあとちょっとやぞ。これ魔法打ったら死ぬんちゃう。倒した。ちょっと待って、マジでお前何もしてねえじゃん。あ、さらにもう一回行ってわけ。違うな。
What a refreshing feeling. I don't remember sensing it for a dozen millennia.
マジでトローこれで終わりだ。
What's next? How will you end this story? Listen, I know a good ending. Elegant and refined. The hero defeats a deity in battle. Impress, it grants the victor power and immortality. The hero enters the chambers of the deity to become his champion and herald, eternal, powerful, equally glorified both in the first world and in Valeria.
不死の代償に
Her
何を
kingdom
望んでいま
healed
すか。
from its wounds and flourished under the
報
rule
酬
of the
として
immortal
提
champion.
供するものは
A
正確で
beautiful
はない。
ending, isn't it? And this legend is yours for the
武士と
asking.
力最長老の支援、この報酬を気に入った。最長老、お前にひざまずきはしないかな。期待はするな。私の申し出はこうだ。呪いを解き、王国をゴラリオンに返し、私たちの存在を生かしてやるんや。いや、もう殺そうぜ。
Did I tell you I don't like dying? Well, I don't. Perhaps we should stop this pointless exercise and speak seriously.
殺されへんの？何や。
That is easy. I will return your kingdom to Galarian and strengthen its connection to the First World. In their homeland, the Fae can endlessly return to life. I will give to you the same gift. So long as you remain an enclave of the First World,
こいつ
death
と
within
協
its
力
hold.
するってこと。
As for the prize, I'm not offering you the position of a servant. Believe it or not, I am.
いや、殺そうや。殺したんやけど。
Power and immortality are a heavy burden. To accept it means losing all your friends and companions.
どっちか、こっちも嫌やし、こっちも嫌やねんけども、こっちにしてみようか。
So be it. This performance has run its course. It would be unwise to continue. Besides, I have no love of dying, returning to life. You were cursed by my will. By my will, you are now free from the curse. May the shackles be broken, fetters be loosened. What's been stolen will be returned. What's been divided will be made whole again. I say farewell.
詰まるところ、もうお前のことなんか知らないんだからね、ふんみたいな、そんな
Be
感じな。
glad of your order.
なんかちょっと釈然とせえへんねんけど。もやっとした終わりやな。結局灯籠を消滅させたわけじゃないんやな。
Everything gradually returned to normal, including our exciting lives. Not always peaceful, but also not troubled by invasions from another world. And little by little, our heroes and the common folk began to forget the sorrows of the past. Under the
続くんや。
wise leadership of the Queen, the stolen lands became a true country. There was still much to be done, of course, and some of it will need to be finished by our heroine's descendants. But there are no longer cut purses on every
なかなか
corner, and
いい
the
方向に
peasants
向かっ
aren't
てるわけ。
afraid some new self-proclaimed chief will show up and strong-arm himself into power. The stolen lands are
まだ。
called the land of popular rule, for in these lands, common people feel fully in control of their fates. Unfortunately, the total absence of authority allowed one of the richest regions of the
ちょ
kingdom
っと
to
民
proclaim
に
itself
寄
an
りすぎてた
independent
感もある
republic,
わけや。
and retrieving those territories came at a rather high price for the queen.
なるほどな。
Just half a year after the war with the First World, Galt moved its troops to the southern border of the kingdom. Their attack was rebuffed. The enemy state's infantry could do little against soldiers who were skilled with their swords and knew the
南
military arts
南
better
方の
than the
国が
alphabet.
攻め寄せてきたけ
Since
ど
then, Galt
兵士が
hasn't
強かった
risked
から
crossing any
撃
borders
退したんや
again,
な。あ、
fearing
これは多分あれやろな。
retaliation for further
王
insolence.
国運営の各ステータスのランクが高かったら変わってくるんじゃないか
savage
な。
and unruly into a stronghold of safety and stability. The queen found an answer by tripling or even quadrupling the number of guards. These guards consider themselves something of
ちょ
a
っと
privileged class,
軍
of
国
course,
主義
allowed
す
much
ぎる
more
んかな。
leniency than anyone else. But the
軍事
ordinary
国家になった感
citizens,
じやな。
feeling
確か
safe
に
and secure, prefer to just
軍事上
overlook
げ
the
てたもん
discrepancy.
な。
No kingdom can function without its nobility, and the kingdom in the stolen lands is no exception. Landowners, ready to share the burden of ruling alongside the queen, grew to be more and more influential over time.
ああ、
And
地
the
方
more pompous the court
の
balls
権
and
力が
receptions
強かっ
held
たん
by
や。
using necromancy in service to the state is a solution as bold as it is desperate. Pharasma's church still makes frequent
そうやな、
and
資料術
frankly reasonable plans to send
え
a
えよってして
massive
たもんな。
crusade against the stolen lands
もっと
to
中央
close
集
the
権にするべ
nest
きやっ
of
たのかな。
vice. The kingdom's citizens, however, not only yielded to the use of the feud between Brevois North and South, which had been smoldering for ages, finally sparked the fires of civil war. Our troops lent aid to the forces of House Sertova, suffering terrible
ジャマンディ
losses as they
首跳ね
took
たん
the
や。
brunt of the damage from the Sword Lord's forces. The rebellion
その
was
シーン
soon
見たかった
crushed,
な。
and Jumanji Eldori was beheaded in Restov's central square. Taking advantage of the tension in his homeland,
死んだよな。
restless, unlucky trader Lander Lebeda abandoned
こい
his
つ殺
domain
したよな、
again
確か。
and set off to attempt another scam. Our kingdom, along with
生
Brevoy,
きてたらまた
actually
話違うよな。
proposed to
あ、
celebrate the day he disappeared as
蘇
a
らせ
national
たんや。
holiday. But the initiative was shot down by the vigorous protests of House Lebeda. Led by careful,
あ、ドゥガス
level-headed
な。
Dugat,
タイガーロード
the
の
Tiger Lord's tribe
族長
reunited
にしたんやっ
and
たっけ。
started to lick the wounds left by the erratic Armagh. Little by little, they once again became one of the strongest mercenary armies in the region. Dugath always assured our Pitax never regained its former stature. In their fight for power, both bandits and the relatively honest merchants lost all their strength.
あ、ピタックスは
Scaring
ボロ
away
ボロ
both
になっ
customers
て。
and suppliers. Trade routes began moving
あ、
through other cities.
イロベティの時代の方が良かったってことになってんねや。
And the citizens quickly forgot
あ、そう
all
な
of Aravetti's atrocities, remembering his rule instead as a golden age for the region.
黄金時代とか言ってるな。
There was no place for art in the new Pitax. Students and teachers from the academy were
あ
scattered
あ、
to the
芸
winds.
術文化か、
Some found
文
a
化
place in neighboring courts,
多少上
while
げてた
others
けど、
set
あ、
out
そ
to
う
earn
か。
some coin in roadside
芸
taverns.
術院
A
閉めちゃ
third
ったから
group,
か。
harboring anger and resentment toward the queen, began
あらまあ。
weaving revolutionary plots.
ピタックスにとっ
The
てはもう
ruins
最
of
悪やん。
the trolls and kobolds, two of the most savage native peoples living in the Gnarl Marches, were completely exterminated in the region.
ああ、
The forest
全
paths
部殲
became
滅したんやったっけ。
Bartholomew Delgado
Bartholomew.
still serves the queen loyally. From time to time, he orders peculiar mechanisms
あ、
and
そのまま
substances
使え
from
てるん
all
やな。
corners of the world. After receiving them, he's... Unfortunately, without its founder, Varnhold never really recovered from the blow. Over time, the colony withered away.
メイガーバーン生かしたかったんやけどな。どうやったらよかったかようわからんかったんやな。
It took less than 2 years for Varnhold to permanently become a ghost town.
結局そういや、バーンホールド編の主人公出てけんかったな。
keep causing trouble in
出
the
てくるもんやもん
vicinity of the
ね。
old sycamore. They scare the fishers, hold centipede races, and drag anything they find lying about to their caves. Clothes left out to dry, dog kennels,
マイ
even
トって、ああ、
anvils.
コボルドと
When
マ
the
イト
queen
の
visits
あ
them,
ったな。
they seem to come. Oleg's trading post now resembles a border stronghold more than a haven for merchants and travelers. A town sprung up around it.
オレグの交易所は北方の戦線
Oleg and Svetlana,
になってるわけか。
Jod and Keston,
前線基地
after
みたいになってる。
surviving the bloom, remained loyal to the queen they followed through thick and thin, and they continue to serve as court
この
advisors
選択肢
to
に
this
よっては
day.
ちょっとも
The
決戦
austere
も
priest and the
死ぬらし
gloomy
いです
warrior
ね。
regularly argue
今回
over
なんか
the
うまい具合
proper
に
way
決
to
戦生き
govern the
残った
state,
けど、結構
as
決戦
well
は
as
死
which
に
of
や
the
すい
two
らしいです
rulers
ね。
should hear out. Keston Garas took a post as chief of the kingdom's guard. The former heir to a noble family never returned to Brevoy, severing all ties to his kin. However, a few years after the victory
おお、こい
over
つ
the
勝ち
First
組やん
War,
け。
a girl arrived from
嫁さんまで
Jod
でき
loyal
て。
to the queen to the end of his days, healing the sick and generously sharing his austere wisdom with anyone who wished to hear it, and some who didn't. Having
もうちょっ
fulfilled
と
his
もまあまあ
duty
勝
to
ち
the
組やな。
Tasana, Lamashtu's priestess, didn't remain in the queen's service for long. One
あ、
night,
ツアナ
she
はどっ
just
か行っちゃったんや。
disappeared from the castle and set off for the kingdom's borders. Having participated in Lamashtu's ritual, Olika gave birth to a strong and healthy baby. Sadly,
Ah,
the child
otta na.
grew into an unruly and violent adolescent. Having maimed a peer at just 10 years of age,
バッドエンド
the
やん
boy
け
escaped to the Normal marches,
子
fleeing
供
the
が
rage of a mob that tore his mother
あ
to
ー悪ガキに
pieces
な
instead.
っちゃったんや。
No one knows what happened to the
料理かもしんない
The
や。
sweet teeth departed on a journey, hoping to see as many wonders as possible of this world
あん
and
まり幸
others.
せになってないような
They
気が
keep
する
sending
な。
us news from every corner. Evindra
Oh,
was
Evindra.
glad to see the Lantern King's plans turn to dust. She spent some time helping restore the kingdom after the calamity, then returned
元の世
home
界
to
に
the
戻った
first
んやな。
world. They say the
ほんで
rebellious spirit of her cousin Nyrissa awoke within her as well.
おー
Evindra is after the victory, the storyteller abandoned
結
his
局この語り
affairs
部屋は
and
何やったんや
began spending a lot of time alone
気
in
づいたら
contemplation.
おったよな。
He eventually bid farewell to the queen and left her lands. But Amiri
Oh, Ami.
remained a pariah to her native tribe. But she stayed close friends with Nylak, who ruled the Six Bears wisely and taught them to survive in the unfamiliar plains
ア
and
ミリは
cities.
結局
The restless barbarian would often travel for long stretches of time.
主人公の
But
元を
sooner
去
or
ったんか
later,
どう
she
かも
would
わからんな。
Valerie
Valerie.
stayed to serve the queen. And to this day, she continues to be a
Valerie は
muse
残って
to
くれたんや。
many people. Not just bards and admirers, but to warriors as well. Honest and resilient, Valerie is not just famous for her feats in battle, but also for her patience and kindness, which she says the queen helped her harem went mad for good. Or perhaps simply understood the
Harem.
true wisdom of Goddess. I'm not really sure if there's a
正気
difference.
を失ったんや。
He left the
ど
palace
ないなったんや
barefoot,
こいつ。
taking only a cane with him as he went off to preach. He died destitute
頭おかしくなっちゃったん
somewhere
や。
along the side of the road. But they say you can still find a ghost with a disheveled beard along the kingdom's roads.
極貧のうちに死んだって最悪やん。
Octavia didn't stay still for very long. Soon, she and Reg went to Numeria and started a huge slave rebellion there. They didn't manage to destroy the Technic League, but to this day, slaves speak
Octavia
their
は結
names
局
with admiration,
テ
and
クニックリーグを
slavers
潰して
with
戻って
terror.
きてくれたんやな。
Over the course of their
いやっていうか
journey,
ハリム
the two grew as close as
結構
ever.
ええルート行ってたような気したんやけど
Leaving their
な。
walls and Rigangar left for
なんか
Numeria with
克服
Octavia
してたよ
to
な。
start a slave rebellion. Over the journey, he
あで
really
レゴンガー
matured
も
and learned to
一緒につい
understand
て戻
others,
ってきて
as
くれた
well
んや
as
な。
how to control his anger. After he returned, he took a position in the queen's court, being both formidable and charming. Ekin spent a few years in the
エクンダイ
Stolen
は
Lands, and in that time won glory
モンハ
as
ン
the
になっ
most
た。
rugged monster hunter in all the River Kingdoms. The ranger exterminated even the most harmless of the monsters around the capital, then
あ
moved on to other lands and new victories. They say the
どこ行ったか
ruthless
わからんみたい
avenger
にな
and
ってんの。
slick Jubilost returned to the life of a traveling explorer, frequently visiting his favorite kingdom. He said so himself. His famous work studying the First World
ジュビ
all
ロストは
opened with a dedication to his
普通に
longtime companion,
元
the
の生
Queen.
活に戻ったんか。
Another name was also mentioned. 2C,
結構
my
お
guide
気に入
and
りキャラやったな。
inspiration. Admirers would ask Jup. As for
出ました。
Knock
ノク
Knock,
ノクノクの
I mean,
説明えらい長いよ
Knock
な。
Knock. He
一番
continued
文章
his
長ないか。
questionably heroic efforts in the Stolen Lands. Despite whatever mess he fell
っていう
into,
かこの
no
シー
matter
ン
the
長いな。
danger he leapt into, he always seemed to scrape through just a little better off than before. Like true
おー
heroes,
英雄
he
英雄
simply
ノクノク
never
なんや。
gave up, struggling on and meeting the challenge of each new day with a spirit that no mishap or misfortune. Kalika remained in the
Kalika.
kingdom, though her desire to witness the world's wonders keeps driving her to take long journeys. But when she is home, she spends much of her spare time with her
Oh.
sister. Canera
Canera.
settled down in the capital and became a very busy entrepreneur. It seems as though every hour is
王
planned,
国に
meeting
残っ
with
たんや。
rich
で
merchants or
まあまあ
inventors
幸
whose
せ
work
にな
she's
ってるな。成
promoting.
功しとるやん。
But on her way home, she never fails to
商
stop
売
at
人
the
になったん
market
か。
to personally buy some sweets for her sister.
へ
Between Canera's business and despite all the
Ah.
woes that befell the country, our
トリ
queen
スティアン
remains
と
a strong leader.
ジェイサルがない
Many
な。
noble
死んだか
houses
ら。
from neighboring lands wouldn't hesitate to be As for
Oh,
myself,
Binji-chan.
the author of this book, Lindsay, who never chose a pretty nickname.
てかリンジーちゃんは
I'm
この
still
本を
here,
いつ書いたんや
inside my creation within the Capitol Library. I live just like I always dreamed, surrounded by people and books. And not a day goes by without someone turning my pages. My story
ちょっ
inspired
と
many
最後の
others to
方で
take
復
up the
活して
quill.
実はすご
My
い人だ
readers
った
have
みたい
written
な
many fierce books, articles,
そんな
and
展開
pamphlets,
あるかな思ったんやけど
flinging
なかったな。終わった。っていうかスタッフロール的なもんないんやな。いやー終わりましたね。クレジットあるやん。流れるわけじゃないんや。そうか、これで終わりか。いやー、まあ、長いことかかったな、このゲームは。総じて言うならね、面白いゲームなんですけどね。まあ、やっぱり人を選びますよね。難易度も高いしね。で、何より不満を一つじゃないんやけど、あえて一つだけ言うならね、やっぱ王国フェーズかな。単純にその王国運営フェーズがね、面白くないっていうのもあるんですけどね、あれをやらないと、普通の戦闘とかのプレイの方に支障をきたす割には、やったからってそっちにメリットがあんまりないんですよね。なんかこうリンクしてるっていうよりもどっちかというと足引っ張られてるような感じがしてね。でテンポも悪くなるんであんまり良くなかったな。キングメーカーなのに方々でもね、やっぱレビューとか見てるとこの王国フェーズがあんまり評判が良くなかったみたいですね。でこれ次回作がもう英語版はリリースされててね、そっちは軍団規模でなんか作っていくみたいなんですけどね、まあ日本語化はまだまだ当分先だと思うんですけど、っていうかするかどうか分かんないんですけどね、まあもしされたらまたプレイしようかなとは思ってます。ただ次もし実況動画を上げるとしたらね、ボイロ実況になってると思いますねどうしても文章がすごい多いんで、読んでたらすごい尺そこだけで取られるんでね、あんまり良くなかったなしんどかったなどこカットしたらいいかもわかんないしね。まあボイロ実況とかやったらその辺、まあ要点だけ詰めてね実況できるんで、まあもしそのラストオブライチャスが日本語化されたらボイロ実況で動画出そうと思います。それでは今回をもちましてパスファインダーキングメーカーすべて終了ということで、また別の動画でお会いしましょう。